Okay, great. So this is actually going to be a little bit of a correction from episode 2, where we talked about how to load images and edit posts. I realized that there was actually a little bit of detail that I left out, and that's why we had a couple of problems. So I want to first kind of show you a little bit of the context of what I'm going to talk you through, which is, we got this black image here for 10 games you can play with the ball. We want to replace it. We want to get a little thumbnail in there, similar to what we have on creative storytelling and water games. Kind of the other element too is, if you notice in the slideshow right now, 10 games you can play with the ball is up, and it's got nothing in there for the slideshow. And we kind of have shown how to go through that. But the other thing I wanted to point out is this: on this creative storytelling article, the image doesn't actually go all the way to the edge, the border you can see. And if we actually go into that post as well, we'll see kind of the same issue, that the image is just not quite wide enough. And it turns out that actually one of the things that I taught you guys about how to grab the location of the image, the URL of the image, I was actually not doing that quite right. So with this update that I'll show you in this little video, hopefully we'll be able to get you full-size images that fit all the way across and be able to use those effectively on our home page to fill both of these, both the thumbnails underneath as well as the kind of larger headline image as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through some of the same steps we went through in video 2, which is how to add an image as that thumbnail, as a thumbnail image. So we're going to go just anywhere in the article, and we'll click next to the beginning, click the box within a box to add an image, and let's go ahead and upload this from our own computer. So we'll select Files, and we'll actually select this Sri Lanka image that we had used before, and it's uploading and just about done. Okay, great. So here's the part where I kind of skipped over last time. So let me make this look the way it looked before. I think because I made a change, it filled this in. But basically the way it looked before was like this, and we kind of went down here and said Insert into Post, and we inserted it in a medium-sized image. So when you do that, and I'll show you what happens, your image is only yay large. It's only 300 pixels wide. So when we went back in and edited it, and I said, go to Advanced Settings and then grab this image here, what this is actually grabbing, you can actually see this kind of right at the end of the name of the image. So this is actually grabbing that medium-sized image. So what WordPress, what the content management system has done, is it's gone ahead and it's taken a smaller version of that image, and it takes up less space on the server's hard disk, but it also is much faster to download as a user. So when someone's in Chile and has a very, very slow internet connection, there's really no point in having them download a humongous image if it's only going to be a 300 pixel wide picture that fits in the middle of the document. So what WordPress does is it samples the image down, shrinks it down, and makes a smaller version that's much faster. And you can actually see that designation at the end of our image, which I think going in was called Sri Lanka 20533. Well, now WordPress has added this 300 by 225 right before the .jpeg is how people call it, but basically a designation for an image, just like you have .doc for a Word document. So this 300 by 225 is saying that this is the version that's 300 pixels wide by 225 pixels high. And that's this kind of smaller version that we see there. So when I told you to grab this source link before, that's actually grabbing that smaller image. And so when we grab that with a little copy command, and we hit cancel, and then we scroll down, this is what we did last time, exactly what we did last time, and we plug it in as the thumbnail and paste plug it in as the custom field thumb and put that value with that 300 by 225 image. Say add custom field, and we go back up, and this is all again just a recap. We delete the image, and we say update post, now when we go to the main site and we hit refresh, we're actually going to have that shorter version of the image, that smaller version. You can see it right here on the main thumbnail. See, it doesn't fill the whole screen. And you'll see when you click on the article, it's a smaller image. So what I'm going to show you is how we can avoid that, which is how I taught you to do it previously. It's very simple, but you just got to kind of keep your I's dotted and your T's crossed. So we go back to the dashboard, and we're going to go down and just back out that change that we made. So we go back to custom fields and we just say delete, get rid of that guy. And now we're going to go back in, add the image again, just like we did before. Select files. Let's get this Sri Lanka image. There it is. Open. It's loading up. And so now, instead of doing what we did before, all we're going to do is we're going to go to this link URL, and we're going to select the text that's in this box. Now notice at the end this time we have Sri Lanka 20534, but there's no designation for 300 by 225, which was our medium size image. So if we just grab this whole URL, and if it's not there, then you can hover your mouse here over file URL and click that, and that'll be the exact same image that we had before. So if it's not there, just click that file URL. And we can just copy this and then hit insert into posts, which we'll have to do anyway, and we'll just delete that back out. And sorry, I'm just checking to make sure this is still recording, because it's telling me it's having issues. Hopefully this is going. So we're just going to go back down to the bottom to our add custom fields, add that thumb custom field, paste in, and notice now we have the Sri Lanka 20534, and it doesn't have that 300 by 225 designation. So make sure we click add custom field to commit that in there. Go back up to the top. We don't need this anymore, this smaller version, the medium version, because we already have it there at the bottom. So we're going to click and delete that, and then click Update Post. And now what we will see when we go back to the main site, well, let's first take a look at the post itself, click the refresh, and now what we get is a full-size image that stretches all the way across. And we'll notice when we go back to the main page as well, it fills in the thumbnail real nicely. It doesn't get cut off or show any white space. And it also works on the main headline screen. So the key here is as long as you're uploading images that are large enough, so this is, I don't know exactly how large this is, but if you're loading a photo that you've taken yourself, it'll be plenty large enough. As long as you're loading those guys, and you make sure to follow the steps I went through in this video, you'll actually get full coverage here on the main headline section as well as the thumbnails, and finally also in the articles themselves. So that's really it. I just wanted to give you a quick update on something that I'd shown that was a little bit off in video 2. So hopefully it wasn't too painful, and will help you guys out. All right, thanks.